Hello, I'm excited to be joined by my next two guests. You might recognize one of them from a little show called The Handmaid's Tale, movies such as Shook, Fingernails, and a short film called You're Hot. No pressure here. And the other person you might recognize as being the first female infantry officer in the Canadian Army and just an overall badass. Sandra Perron, Nina Kiri, welcome to both of you. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
Now, of course, we are here talking about this incredible new film that just had its debut at the Toronto International Film Festival. Outstanding, and no pun intended, the film is absolutely lives up to that moniker. Such a powerful film. Would one of you like to just briefly explain what the movie is about?
So the movie is about my career in the military, which started in late 1980s. At the time, there were no women in combat arms, so it took me 6 years of asking to finally be allowed to transfer into infantry. I did that. Many obstacles on the way to having a pretty impactful career, good guys, bad guys. And so the movie follows my footsteps through that career.
Okay. Now, of course, you wrote an incredible book that documented your journey and your life in the military, which the movie is based on. As you've seen the movie, how accurate is the film? I know a lot of times with these depictions, there is room for some things to be quote unquote Hollywoodized, but if we were to look at a percentage number, how accurate is the depiction of your experiences in the film?
It's actually 100% accurate, apart from like little details, of timing and stuff. But it's the thing that I am most proud of in this film is that Mélanie Charbonneau, the director of the film, did not sensationalize my story. She didn't make Nina out to be this warrior goddess that was full muscle, and she really reflects how I was at the time. And it's all the stories in the movie are true.
hmm Okay, Nina, tell me about your journey into this project. First of all, how did you get attached to to this film?
It was through an audition.
Okay. Okay. And tell me about the experience of being on, because this is one of the first times that I've interviewed two people in a biopic in terms of like the person the movie is based on, as well as the person who was playing the person. So if we were to look at your experience like filming it, what was that like having Sandra on set as you're portraying her?
Well, so Sandra wasn't really on set very often, but there was a sense of like when she would come to set, like, oh my God, she's here. We can. Um, there's a like generosity of spirit in Sandra where I never felt like she's saying like you have to do this or you have to never. It's like complete giving the reins to us. And so having her come to set just felt like an extra bonus to be able to work with her. And I think we all craved and yearned to just be around her. Um,
hmm
and so when she was around, it made it a lot more special, and there was an energy in the room that just completely heightened because the shooting of this movie was quite quick. Like we had 25 days, so the days were really packed. And as the movie progresses, you're getting more and more worn down by trying to get everything in. And then she'd come to set, and it was just like a lighter, more exciting environment. And I think a few times it was actually crucial that you were there, even though, you just happened to pop by, because it totally elevated those days for me. And it just, when I'm worn down and like day 22, then to see her there, it really just is like, this is why we're doing it, A, and B, like it's something about her presence is very uplifting.
hmm and Sandra, for you, what was that experience like for you being on set? Like you're watching
Oh,
basically your life unfold.
yeah, there's that aspect that it's about me, but there's also the aspect that's a new world for me. I don't know anything about cinematography. And so just seeing the choreography and everybody playing their positions, the lights person, the camera, the actors, it was just magical. And they did things without even speaking sometimes because they're just like so used to one another. It was so impressive. I often told Nina and Melanie, this is like an advanced contact in the military. It's like everybody knows what they have to do and they're in their position and they do it. It's just beautiful.
Mhm.
I loved it.
Well, if we can talk about impressive things, let's talk about you, Sandra. As we went through your journey in this film, I felt I was on a bit of an emotional roller coaster because on the one hand, we had some wonderful scenes with your family, but on the other hand, we're looking at some of the things that you had to endure going through your training. And again, if I was to bring 10 women into a room and say, put your hand up if you've ever experienced any sort of like harassment or misogyny, unfortunately, 10 hands are going to go up. The thing that was really breaking my heart as I'm watching this, your story, which it wasn't that long ago, and also thinking that this was being experienced within our military. When you look at it with a lens today, would you say that things have significantly improved?
Yeah, a lot has improved since my time because, it doesn't seem like it's that long ago, but it was 30 years ago that I served. And um, a lot of changes have been made in policy, in reporting methods, in equipment, in culture. So we have, I would say, grown exponentially since my time in the forces. Now, this said, there's still a long ways to go. There's still misogyny. There's still sexism. There's still things that they don't know that they're doing, that they don't mean to be doing, but it's still a very much an organization that was designed for men by men and adapted to women. So, yeah.
Mhm. And continuing on with things that are impressive or people that are impressive on this call, Nina, I look to you. You've had some fantastic roles. Did you find that there was a certain level of heightened level of responsibility taking on this role?
Yes, absolutely. There was um there was the fear that it wouldn't be perfect, that maybe like Sandra would be disappointed or I wouldn't be. I guess it was like this pressure of like it has to be what she was like. But I think having the time to prepare, having conversations with Sandra herself, her memoir is such, I have two copies of her memoir up on my bookshelf. One is your signed copy that's pristine, and one is like tattered on every single page. And I actually have early notes from when I was auditioning. I could only get the copy on my on a the library app because it was just too quick of a turnaround. And I have the things I screenshotted being like she da, 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 like all these notes. And I think having that memoir is was like a gold trove, because there's just so much information there and so many ways to feel like I was understanding where Sandra came from, and then it just kind of lightened my load because I felt like I had the time and the resources to prepare really accordingly.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
how funny though that Nina felt like that, like she had to be perfect, she had to make it good, she had to perform when she's playing me in that role 30 years ago when I had the same feelings. I have to perform, I have to be perfect, I have to be good. The parallel there is just so eerie
Hmm.
almost.
Yeah, yeah.
No. Of course, this movie is opening this weekend, and I'm very excited for people to see it. Of course, the question that's going to be asked is, what is it that you would like for people to get out of the film?
Um, for me, I want, first of all, I'm very proud that this movie is not just about me, but it gives a voice to women across the country that have had similar journeys. I would love men to sit in that theater and do some introspection to see which side of the fence are they on. Are they champions of women? Do they promote women? Or are they the ones that still cause adversity and obstacles for women? That's what I would like.
Mhm.
I want people to go through the movie having some sense by the end of what it could have felt like to be in Sandra's shoes. And then I want people to know her story, and I want people to know who she is and what a big part of Canadian history Sandra Perron is.
I love that. And I think that both of you should be incredibly, incredibly proud of this project. Again, it moved me in in a lot of ways, and I'm watching it, and at times I'm like, okay, I love our military, and at times I'm like, I don't think I like our military so much right now. And I'm going through
Yeah.
all of these different emotions, and my heart was breaking for again the circumstances that you had to endure. So I'm very excited for people to have the opportunity of checking out this film. Just before we say goodbye, I want to take you through a little fun thing I like to call rapid fire. I do this with all of my interviews as big fans of the show. I'm sure you're already aware of this. So the first question of rapid fire is always, what is your favorite movie of all time? And if you can't give me one, I will happily accept a top three.
Okay, that's a question that people shouldn't ask people because, as someone who's watched so many movies, that's just impossible for me to ever say. But I'll say Tony Erdmann, Victoria by Sebastian Schipper, and oh my God, some kind of 1980s Yugoslavian film. There's too many of them, but those are just things that come from the top of my mind. So don't quote me as those are really my favorite ones. Thank you so much,
I
Sandra.
like that. Don't ask me, but this, and this. Okay.
Sandra.
I love
Apocalypse,
that. Apocalypse Now. Okay.
Pride and Prejudice,
Yeah.
Under the Tuscan Sun.
Love that. Love that. There's no wrong answers in rapid fire, by the way, unless you say the notebook, and then we have to have a long talk. Last weekend here in Ottawa, we had the Army Run. Have either of you participated in any Army runs in your lives?
This year, it was the only year that I did not run it
Okay.
because I was busy with all the premieres of the
Yeah.
movie and I just missed it so much. Yep.
You're living that Meryl Streep life. I get it. Nina, how about you?
No, I have never participated. No.
Well, we have something else in common. Sandra, as an expert on this, there's a lot of movies about the military. What do some of these like other movies, not outstanding because it's phenomenal, but what do some of these other military style movies get wrong?
Uh, that they're always trying to save women.
Okay.
They're always trying, the women are portrayed as the weak ones that need saving. And really, I liked what you said in the opening of this podcast. You know, women can be badass and we can fight alongside our male counterparts. So I would say that.
I love
Mhm.
that. I love that. Nina, again, going back to your outstanding resume, you were in that short, you were hot. What exactly would you not agree that probably the most not hot but attractive thing about a person is their personality?
I would agree.
Yeah? Okay, good. I was gonna say what would you find is hot, but I
Wait,
was
why
like, no,
didn't I
let's
get asked that other question? Because I have something to say about
I
that.
would love to hear what you have to say about it.
Okay, well, I was thinking about how what I really hope. Sorry, what was exactly
It
the
was
question?
about what do these military movies tend to get wrong?
Oh, something that it's like I think sometimes it's people don't understand that when someone who is marginalized is shown on screen, particularly in an institution like the army, particularly in army movies, it's like really what a lot of people are trying to say is that institutions are stronger with marginalized voices, not you have to be nice or it's literally like institutions become stronger when not just status quo people are a part of them. And I think that's really important to remember.
I love that. I love that, and I appreciate that. So thank you for like having me ask you that question again. I apologize. I was trying to be rapid.
No,
Um, I want to be respectful of the time. Sandra, first of all, thank you so much for your service to this country. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you for sharing your story with us and allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Nina, to you, thank you for an incredible performance. Dare I say, potentially award winning? Just putting that out there. I would love that for you. You're absolutely incredible in your profession. I will continue to be a supporter of your journey and watch everything that you put out. So thank you both so much for taking the time today. It means the world, and I wish you all the best with this film. I hope as many people have the opportunity of seeing it. The performance was amazing, and it's based on like an incredible life. So thank you both.
thank you,
Thank you so
Steve.
much.
Thank you.